caulk everything. Everything is all set. You go back, make sure there's no dust on it, nowhere. That's the main thing. If you have dust, you're going to see it when you put the finish paint on. After that's all set, then you start mixing your paint up. Okay, we're all done with the primer, the putty, the caulk. Have a handy putty knife with you. We sanded everything. If you need tape, it's okay, you can tape. Use the tape where you need it. You know, a lot of painters use it, a lot of painters don't. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to mix the paint. What I use for these projects is the best paint, is the Benjmin Satin Impervo. It's a very nice paint. It's a satin. It's not too gloss. It's very nice. And what I use to make it flow easier so it doesn't drag. What dragging is, the paint is so thick. Okay, let me show you. Get your stirring stick. It's so thick, stick can stand by itself. So, what we do is we stir it up, and then we have a product that loosens it up and also takes brush marks away. It's called Penetrol. The way you put this in is, I would say, this is the way I do it. I take my paint first. Stir it up really good. Okay. See how thick it is? Very thick, and very, very thick. So take your paint stick, put in your other bucket, the bucket that you're going to paint out of. Take your paint, pour about, I would say, 1/4 of a gallon. Then make sure to wipe it off. Then you take your Penetrol, just a couple turns here and there. Doesn't really have to be shooken up, but just to make sure all the chemicals are all mixed up and good. Take it. There's going to be a little metal cap on top. What I do is I get my putty knife and I poke a hole in the cap. I don't take that cap out. You could measure it by capfuls, or you could measure it by pouring it in like this, and the whole top of the paint inside is covered with the Penetrol. The way you mix it, circular motion until it gets mixed decent, then you do 8-figure. And you keep on doing this process until you don't see no more of the Penetrol. And then you just little circles here, little circles, and then it's getting mixed with the paint. Okay, now you're ready to paint. When your panels are all ready and prepped and sanded and smoothed, they're ready to get painted. So I put a piece of tape down here, not because I'm going to paint it into the tape, it's because of little spackles. When you brush, you're going to see a lot of little spackles all around, so you have to cover everything. Oil paint is not that easy to take off. Alright, when you're painting a panel, now the older panels that we used to use, that painters used to paint, they were two separate pieces. This and this was a separate piece, so the painter used to have to caulk all in here. Now with the Castlewood panels, you don't have to caulk it. This is all one piece. So basically, there's no caulking involved. It's easy. All you do is dip your brush, and you go. Get a little paint on the radiator. That's what your rag is for. Just wipe it off with the rag. Be afraid to put the paint on. bottom in a little bit. Don't go in with a full brush. A little gap, so you're going to fill it. Okay? Feel it in the brush when it's smooth. You can feel where the paint is heavy. Very, very easy. You'll feel it heavy and then you'll feel it smooth. When it's smooth, that means it's all leveled out. It means you brushed it all out. That's the way you want it on a panel. So you can put as much paint as you want, as long as you smooth it out. Okay? Right now I'm smoothing it out. And you go one way with it. You never go that way and this way. You always go one way with it. So it's all uniform. When it's done like that and you go back, take the top, take the bottom, you might have a little excess. Other on the sides. Then you bring your top across. Always go into it, never go into that. And you just keep on doing the same process. The next one, do the same thing. The next one, you do the same thing. When doing stairs, going down panels, you have to go the opposite way of the brush. These are up and down, these are side to side. Okay. Put it on the same way as you do the other ones.